Hey, what's up peeps? How's everyone doing? So today we're going to be making pizza. Neapolitan style, sourdough style, Italian style, margherita style, and we're going to have a bit of fun as well. Shout out to Rufus behind the camera, doing all the lighting and the production, making it look crisp. So the first thing we're going to need is around 400 millilitres of room temperature water. We want to have our active sourdough starter, which we just fed about an hour ago. So we want to make sure that it's active, so it should be floating in the water. So when we put our spoon in, we can see we have a floater. So we want about 2 tablespoons of this. Right, now we're just going to mix it in. Right, so this is a replacement for dry or fresh yeast. The second ingredient is some bread flour. So we're just going to fill up this basin as a measure. It's going to be around 200 to 300 grams. Mix that in. Now we want the same amount, roughly 300 grams of this Tipo 00 Italian flour. It's got higher protein and it's been finely sifted. Just going to pour that in. And to that we want to add about a tablespoon's worth of salt. So now we mix it in. Okay, so we're just going to cover this with a wet cloth and leave at room temperature for around 20 to 30 minutes. And we'll be back. Alright. Okay, so the dough's been resting for about 30 minutes. So it's time to knead the dough. So we just want to make sure we've got plenty of flour around. Take some, sprinkle it around, so we don't want it sticking to the work surface. So I'm just going to grab a chair to do this sitting down, just to save your back a bit of work. Okay, so when we're kneading it, we're just using our fingers to pull it away from us, stretching it out and then rotating. So this is like how a dough mixer kind of works. So you're pulling it out and you're stretching it and you're rotating it. This is just to build up strength in the dough. And you want to be quite rough with the dough, you know. Give it a punch. Ow! Give it a few slaps. Being naughty. We can see the dough's feeling quite strong. And it doesn't like being stretched. So once we have a nice tight dough ball, we can just test that it's strong by poking it, watching it come back up. Now it's time to ferment this bad boy and put it in smooth side facing up, and we're just going to leave this at room temperature for around 3 hours. Right, so it's been 3 hours. So as you can see, the dough ball has expanded quite a lot in that 3 hours. Okay, so we want to divide it into 4 pieces to make our 4 dough balls. Some people weigh the dough balls to make sure they're even, but we're doing everything by eye, so we're just cutting it once, twice, thrice and quadruplize. So let's get a bigger box for the fermenting, and for each of the dough balls you want to take a little bit of flour and just make a smooth dough ball to put in. So you can see we're just sealing up each of the balls underneath, and we put that on the bottom. Okay, so now we have our 4 dough balls We're going to put them in the fridge and we're going to come back and they'll be ready in about 24 hours. But you can leave them in the fridge for up to 7 days. We'll come back in 24. Okay, as you can see, they've grown in size. So we're going to be careful when you take it out. You don't want to damage the dough. Okay. Flour the work surface, as always. Right, so we just want to leave this at room temperature for around 30 minutes and just let it acclimatise to the temperature. So just a heads up, if you've seen it in my previous videos, you would have seen me do some kind of crazy stuff at the end or at the beginning. I can assure you this video, there's not going to be any of that craziness, no weird costumes, no silly pranks, just going to be serious pizza making, trying to get it traditional Italian style. Buongiorno! Hello, it's me Franco. Time to make the pizza with all these lovely people. Let's get the pizza. First we need to stretch the pizza. Oh, bella, bella. Hello, bella. Mi amore pizza. Oh, kiss the pizza. Oh, mamma mia. We love the pizza. Just one cornetto. Give it to me. Bellissimo, bellissimo. Oh, when we toss the pizza, you make the pizza taste yum. Oh, delicious, delicious. Oh, whoa. Hey. Pizza! Where is pizza? Where is pizza? Oh, there, the pizza! Mario! Okay, so the dough's been out for around 30 minutes at room temperature. So now it's time to stretch it. Don't know what that is. Right, so when you're stretching the dough, you don't want to toss it or do anything crazy like that because it's full of air, it's full of life. You want to keep that together. You need to handle it with delicacy. So first of all, you want to start by pushing the air from the middle out to the sides and make a crust. So I'm going to be turning it over. We're just going to be letting gravity do its thing when we're turning the pizza. Make sure we don't pierce the dough. And then we want to put the dough onto our knuckles and turn it round, being very gentle and delicate. Once we get a good sized pizza, we're going to do a little cheat method. We're going to use some grease proof non-stick baking paper to work with, so when we put our ingredients on, the dough isn't going to get stuck to the table, because that happens like 50% of the time to me. So alright, so we're just going to turn the oven up to full blast. My one is over 250 degrees, and we're going to chuck in this steel tray, which is ideal for pizza making. I prefer it to the pizza stone because it gets hotter. Now it's time to make the sauce. We're going to keep it very simple. Peeled plum tomatoes. So I'm just going to take a couple out, and then we're going to just crush them with our hands. But this is the traditional Italian way making the sauce. Okay, so once that's crushed up, we just want to put some salt, some dried oregano, and some olive oil, and then give it a mix. Okay, so when we're putting on the sauce, it's an art form, you know. We start from the centre, making circle motions all the way out to the sides of the crust. And we want to be artistic almost. It's like we're painting a picture. Beautiful sauce. Right, now it's time for the other ingredients. We put some Parmesan cheese on. This just adds flavour. I think everybody likes Parmesan. Okay, then we want to get some mozzarella, and we're just going to slice, get a few slices of this. You don't want to get too much. You don't want to overload it with mozzarella. It's not Domino's. And then just spread that on top. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so here we have the tomato, which is the red, the white, which is the mozzarella. So now we just need the last part, which is the green part of the Italian flag. And of course, it's tradition to use basil. So we're just going to sprinkle a few leaves of basil. Some people put this on after the pizza's been cooked, but I find it cooks pretty well in the oven. And it's time to go in the oven. So here we have this ridiculously sized pizza pill that's very practical for home use. And of course we've got the non-stick baking proof paper, so now we can just put it in. Alright, so the most important thing is to keep an eye on your pizza. With the oven up full whack, it's going to be about 5 to 6 minutes, so don't leave it, don't take your mind off it, watch it like a hawk. We'll come back to this in about 5 minutes. Yeah. Right, so you can see how quickly this pizza was made. A little bit singed around the edges, but that's how I like it. Right, so you can use anything to cut this, scissors, a knife, pizza cutter, whatever you fancy. That's not really important. I'm just going to use this thing. Soft texture on the inside. So without further ado, let's have a taste. Absolutely delicious, just like Mama used to make. Yeah, really nice texture. Can't go wrong with a nice fluffy cooked sourdough. Look at all that air inside. Get a close up of that. Right, who wants a slice? You? Okay. Right, guys, we're going to go off and demolish the rest of this. Have a slice. Careful, it's hot. And then we'll let you guys try to make this at home. Until the next time, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Go and follow Rufus and Big Feature. I'll put the links in the description. Until next time, peace. Pizza. Cut.